Hello builders, welcome to another time-lapse video. This is the first one I'll be posting for our swamp zone that I've named Backyard Bayou, and in it we'll be building a little train station as well as a little home for our tortoise buddies. Now you might see a building in the background, that little dome. You can just ignore that. I will put another video up later for that one. That structure ends up becoming a little housing structure for our snakes, and also blends into a little rock mountain area we've created for our amphibians. But that all gets built near the end of the whole bayou area. I wasn't too sure how much room I was going to need for some of the exhibits, so it just kind of sits there for quite a while I figure out where I was going to put it. But enough of the empty shell of a building. Let's get onto the building that's going to hold some full shells. The tortoises. Okay, it was a bad joke, but you know what? I'm leaving it in. Before I end up building the tortoise exhibits, I wanted to build the train station, because I always wanted the train in the swamps to lead into one of the exhibits. So I figured good enough to have this one lead into the tortoises. Now coming up with the structures for the swamp zone was a bit of a hassle, as there's no real pack for it. So I had to cobble together my own pack from all the other ones. I used a bit from Oceania, from Twilight, from the Arctic one, a little bit from everything. I think the end result worked out pretty well, especially using some driftwood pieces. I use those a lot for the roofs of a lot of my structures. And right here I bring in a couple of the little turtles to go into the same building, as I wanted to separate the whole swamp into lizards, turtles, snakes, and amphibians. And I want the whole building to be up on stilts, so I'm sitting in the water. I do that with a couple of the buildings throughout this whole build, just to get that nice swampy feel going. With the train station mostly done, I come in here and start working on the building for the turtles. Guests can come inside and hang out with the little turtles in their exhibits, or go outside and hang out with the tortoises. Maybe feed them some cabbages or some lettuce, pet their shells. Turtles love having their shells scratched. True fact. Almost as much as my kitty Noctis loves getting his belly rubbed. One underused piece in my builds I really got to love with these swamp builds is the netting. I really love that netting. I'm going to have to use it more in my future builds. It's just a way to add a little bit more openness to these sides of the building. Of course, it wouldn't be a time-lapse video for me if I didn't just have to complain about the pathing for a little bit. The pathing. We all hate it. Took a while to get the pathing off the ramps just right. And also the interior of this whole thing took a while as well. But like I always say, I can make anything work if I have enough time and patience. Too bad I often run out of one of those. And now we're just going to build a little viewing area so guests can see the tortoises sleeping away before they can exit the area and go hang out with them outside. Now get ready for some footage of some path frustration. It's coming your way hot. Oh boy, the pathing. I don't know how many times I had to redo this. I ended up cutting out some of the footage of it so you don't have to worry too much. But I'm going to leave some of it in so you can see how I ended up working around it all. And for a little bit of fun decorating, I went with this little Asian pot, which looks like a tortoiseshell when it's upside down. At least kind of. The closest thing I could find. And taking a quick break from the tortoises, together with chat we came up with the name Backyard Bayou for the swamp area. So I quickly came over here and just built us a little sign for the swampland. And of course, no matter how busy I am, there's always time to give Noctis a few little belly rubs and cuddles. Whenever I'm doing a sign for one of the areas, I like to get in as much of the animals in as possible. So I came through the list and just found every little animal we could find to go up on the sign. Okay, with that little detour done, we're coming back and doing the turtles. Our sweet little tortoise boys. They need all the love they can get now. And I got lots of love for them. They're so cute. Fun fact, the tortoises were actually the first animal I ever did an exhibit for when I first started playing Planet Zoo way back in the day. Of course, that exhibit was nothing more than a simple square box, so not much going on with that one. But you know what? I think I've improved a little bit over my old square boxes back in the day. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments. And going for that whole swampy look, I ended up putting a ton of plants and foliage inside here just to really fill up the space and make it look like the swamp is slowly taking over these buildings and making them look a little bit more dilapidated. But with the interior done, now we can come outside and work on the exterior. I have a little path for the guests to come in and keepers to access the area. And the two tortoise species don't require too much space, so we don't need to make this exhibit too large when we compare it to the size of what I do for some of the other exhibits in the swamp area. And to give everything that constant, wet, mossy feel for the swamp, I use nothing but the mossy rocks for the entire area, just to make everything look a little bit more green and wet. With that quick bit of rock work all done, we come in and add some toys for the tortoises, and we start vegetating the whole area, make it look nice and green, like a little mini jungle in the swamp. And now that we're getting near the end of the build, I want to thank you guys all for watching. Hope you enjoyed this little quick time lapse. It's the first one for our swamp area. There'll be more coming soon. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded, but it takes a long time to build these whole areas. But I'll get them out as fast as I can. But in the meantime, feel free to subscribe, like, comment, all that fun stuff people like asking to do on the internet. And also join me over on Twitch if you want to come chat and say hello. I always like seeing new people and chatting as I build. But with the whole spiel done, I'm going to leave you with one final flyby of the exhibit. Take care, have a good day or night wherever you are, and happy building. See ya!